Guys, I am so excited about today's video. We're going to be doing a makeup haul, and I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am to share this with you. I'm going to start talking really fast, like Six from Blossom, like blah, 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 because I am so excited to share with you guys all the makeup. I'm like stopping myself from talking too fast now. I'm very aware of the speed in which I'm speaking. Is this awkward? Is this awkward for everyone? Okay, good. So today I'm going to be doing, as I said, a makeup haul. I don't know about you guys, but I always use my birthday as an excuse to pick up things for myself that I wouldn't normally buy myself, like things where like I know that I have something kind of similar to that, but I kind of want that new version that's, you know, the same thing but a little bit different, or things that are kind of expensive, like a really fancy luxurious lipstick or a pretty highlight or things like that. I also have some rather practical things to share with you guys, like some hair combs, and some, you know, some of you out there might think, oh, well, that's not very interesting. It's not. I want to start with the Sephora haul, but I also want to let you guys know that at the end of this video, there's going to be a little bit of a review with the Fenty Beauty items that I picked up. So I tested this out now for about 3 weeks on and off, kind of going back and forth to Sephora, and we'll kind of get to it when we get to it. I don't want to repeat myself too much once we get into it, but I have some feelings and I've been testing it out and I just kind of wanted to share it all, but I didn't really want to make a whole video about it to explain why well, you'll see. You'll see at the end. So we're going to go ahead and get started with Sephora. First thing I need is a sip of coffee. So we are going to get, first thing I want to talk to you guys about, totally unrelated to the haul. Lately, I have been favoring my makeup without mascara. So this is a little bit different of a look. Let me go ahead and zoom in and show you guys what it looks like up close. So it looks weird to some. I have blonde eyelashes, so I put a little bit of clear mascara in there just so they're not totally naked. Also, I really need to shave my brows, but I didn't feel like it, so here we go. All right, we ready to do the haul? Let's do it. Okay, so we're gonna start with Sephora. This is, by the way, I totally matched my bag. I planned that. The first thing I want to share with you guys is this Everlasting Glimmer Veil that I picked up from Kat Von D. The box looks like this. The colors are noted at the top. The color Shockful, and I also picked up Televator. These are a really cool product that you put on top of a liquid lipstick or just on your lips by themselves. Actually, they work really well. I was kind of shocked at how pigmented they are. You don't need anything underneath them. They are not water resistant, so if you get like water on your lips or if you lick your lips a lot, you might start to eat the lipstick a little bit. So just something to keep in mind, but oh my god, I love these. I'm so obsessed. I want every single color. So far I only have Shockful and Televator, but that will change very soon. And this is actually something I have to blame my friend Gabrielle for, because she picked up the Cover FX custom cover, what do they call these? Custom enhancer drops in Halo, which is a sort of holographic color. It has this like violet blue shift to it. It is phenomenally beautiful. She had already picked this up and was in love with it, obsessed with it. She kept talking about it, so I was like, you know what? I need it. Just found out that they are releasing like a limited edition set that's the same price as this one is full size for like a mini set, where I think you get the same amount of product but you get a few different colors. So the next thing that I picked up at Sephora was the Kat Von D Everlasting Lip Liner in Roxy. I don't think I have any lip liners that are quite this shade of purple. It is the most perfect shade of royal purple. It goes beautifully with Televator, which is why I picked it up. I thought that they would complement each other really well, and they do. Like I said, Televator is so incredibly pigmented that you do not have to put anything all over your lips. But what I like to do is just go around my lip borders, especially since I have a lip scar on this side. It just helps me to get it all lined out and get it nice and in shape and everything like that with a lip liner. So this is very cool. I love the texture. I love the formula. So far, really, really loving this lip liner. Of lip products, actually, I want to let you guys know about what I'm wearing right now. This is MAKUEP Geek Flamenco in their cream stain. Really love the formula of this, love the color. It's absolutely fabulous. Definitely recommend this if you're looking for a really great red liquid lip. I would definitely recommend that formula and that color specifically. So the next item I picked up was another fancy lippy. You can see I was in like a fancy lipstick mood. This is the Hourglass Confession Ultra Slim High Intensity Refillable Lipstick. You guys, this is like, it's not just expensive in the amount of money you spend, because I buy the Pat McGrath lipsticks, and I think that those are such a great lipstick formula that I don't mind spending $38 per tube. Well, I mind, but like, I don't feel like I'm getting like ripped off or something. I think that formula wise and color wise, you're definitely getting a bang for your buck, especially since those ones are actually larger than your average lipstick. This is smaller than your average lipstick. Your average lipstick is about 3 grams. This is about 0.9 grams. So, I mean, it's not really a deal. You're definitely buying this for the packaging, which is metal. It is beautiful. It is truly, truly beautiful. We went out to dinner for my birthday, and I had this in my handbag and reapplied in the restaurant bathroom, and it was just like a very elegant moment that I had there. Could I have had that moment with another lipstick? Yeah, probably. It's, you know, there's no need to buy something this expensive. You don't need it. Saying that, it is really nice. The texture is really good. It's a really nice formula, and I really like the color. So this one is in the color I Can't Wait. I'm not familiar with it. The lipsticks come in these little tubes like this. The ones you buy at Sephora in store are all one piece. It's $34 for one. Otherwise, you can actually take the lipstick out and buy refills of it for $22 and put it in here. So that's actually kind of a cool system. I like the idea of maybe wasting less of the packaging and stuff because you're just buying the product itself and popping it in your fancy little, you know, carrying case to go. Will I buy 100 of these? Probably not. Will I buy 1 or 2 more? Yeah, probably. For me, for luxury lipstick, this is actually not so bad. My best friend totally disagrees with me and thinks that it's a load of hooey. So, you know, to each their own. While I was over in the Hourglass section, I was just sort of browsing. I found a bronzer I really liked, and I didn't pick it up because I was like, do I need a bronzer in October? Probably not, but I keep thinking about it, which says something, because I'm not even like much of a bronzer kind of gal, but it was so beautiful texturally, and the color was so pretty, and I'm a big fan of texture, and texture is very important to me, just in terms of how the makeup's going to look on my face and how it's going to wear throughout the day and stuff like that. So I'm thinking about it. I haven't made up my mind yet. But anyway, one thing I did make up my mind about was another shade of the Hourglass Vanish foundation. The Hourglass foundation stick is one of my favorite formulas, but I've had trouble finding an exact color match. So far, I have porcelain, vanilla, and shell. None of which match me. So while I was in Sephora, I noticed that they had expanded the shade range recently. I don't know exactly when that happened, but I'd never seen alabaster before, because if I had, I would have picked this up because this is my exact match. So this is a very expensive stick foundation. Again, you're not getting a lot of product compared to some other stick foundations. Formula-wise, this is absolutely excellent. It looks beautiful on my skin, which is on the sort of normal to dry side, especially this time of year. Whenever we have like a weather change, my skin like freaks out, like all over my body and stuff. I know it's not just like a facial thing. And so yeah, I get the dry skin and it's super cool. So cream foundations like this work for me really well this time of year, or just kind of any, I use them in the summer too. But yeah, love, love, love. Very excited about this. I can't even begin to tell you guys that I'm like, that's been a formula foundation I've really enjoyed, but I just haven't been able to find a color match. So to finally have a color match, I'm super, super jazzed about. Next thing I picked up, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I think this was a waste of money. Just gonna put it out there. You know I like to keep it real. I picked up the Glam Glow Exclusive Blue Sonic, what's this called? Gravity Mud. 2 things. I kind of knew this was a waste of money going into it, but I mostly bought it because I knew my husband was gonna think it was really cool, so I kind of just bought it to mask with him. Since using this, I've been breaking out a lot. Now, we're going to talk about breakouts a little bit later in the whole Fenty thing. I don't know if I want to blame it on any one product. I've been trying out a few different things recently. As I mentioned, with the weather change, my skin gets weird. So, like, we're just going to, like, reserve judgment and just say I'm breaking out because of reasons, and we don't know what exactly those reasons are. But I still probably wouldn't use this again because I noticed that my skin was hella dry after I used it. And $20 to get like 2 uses out of a mask, not really. Again, it's not really a good way to spend your money, and there are things where I know that I'm not getting a big bang for my buck, but I really enjoy it and it does last a little bit longer, and there's things where you're like, that was gimmicky, that was fun, and I'm not going to do that again. That's just my perspective. You might really like this product and it might work for you really well, and that's great. That's awesome. I'm super happy for you to enjoy it. Just doesn't really tickle my pickle. Moving on. Is that everything from Sephora? Okay, no, it's not. No, no, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, hello. Oh, how you doing there? This is the Becca Light Chaser Highlighter. This is in the color Opal Flashes Jade. Again, snooping around the Becca area. Oh my god, look at that. Oh, how you doing there, Opal Jade? Oh, how you doing? Oh, I'm talking to it like it's my dog. Don't mind me. This highlight is absolutely transcendent. It is so beautiful. It looks absolutely gorgeous on the skin. It has a great texture. It's a really fun kind of duochrome flash to it. I definitely recommend them. They have a bunch of different colors of this particular light chaser highlighter formula. This says for face and eye. I haven't used it on my eyes yet, but I have used it on my cheeks and I was really, really happy with it. I used this on my birthday night. Actually, I was like, ooh, ooh, yeah, yeah. So this is definitely something I would recommend and something that I think is worthwhile. Again, it's a luxury product. For a luxury highlighter though, the price I think is pretty reasonable at $34. The packaging is extremely heavy. Not like, you know, it's not going to weigh down your bag, but it has a nice weight to it. It doesn't feel like a cheapy product, and I'm very, very pleased with my purchase, as I typically am with Becca. I find that Becca tends to be a brand that delivers really consistently good products. Oh, coffee break. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the things I picked up at Ulta, which isn't really that many items. We went there because I think my husband needed beard stuff, so I'm not going to show you his beard stuff. And then we picked up hairspray, which isn't exciting, so I'm not going to show that. One thing I did get for hair that is kind of cool is this is, I don't know the name of the brand or anything. This was like in a display thing. You know how that is at Ulta? Like they have all the little like mini displays and you're like, oh, what's that? What's this? What's that? What's this? What's this? There's magic in the air. What's this? This goes inside my hair. Not inside my hair. This is liquid hair chalk. I believe the brand might be Brite. You paint it on, you wash it off. So this has like a little sponge tip applicator. I thought that this might be cool for root coverage. They had a huge display of the Elements collection, and they also had 30% off. And when I actually saw these palettes, when I saw them online, I was like, looked really beautiful, but $30 for a NYX palette is just kind of asking a lot. Stephanie and Nicole actually discussed this in a recent video, that like when a brand is known for having a lower price point and they try to move into something a little more elevated, people kind of have this like stay in your lane kind of reaction, which I am totally guilty of. I have that exact same reaction. But when I saw the palettes in person, I was like, you know, I really like these, and the 30% off makes them like 21-ish bucks, so I kind of went ahead and picked them up. So I picked up 3 of them, the 3 that appealed to me the most. Part of the reason was, look at the packaging. Look at the packaging. This is the Air palette. This is the one that has the beautiful pastels in it. My husband was very excited about this, actually. He was the one who was like, oh my god, babe, like you don't have anything like that. Why don't you go ahead and pick that up? And I'm like, how do you know what I have? In all seriousness, I really like the layout of this. It seemed like it was some really pretty colors and things that I would use, and I really like this color right here. I'm like, oh, can we be friends? We're gonna be good friends. The next one that I picked up is Earth, which has colors in it that just really speak to me. I love this. Oh my god, this yellow right here. And you shouldn't buy a palette for just one eyeshadow, to be clear. These are just the ones that I'm most excited about. This one is really interesting. One other thing I thought was cool was on the back it actually shows that some of them are eyeshadows and some of them are pressed pigments, and it actually tells you like numerically which one's which is quite cool. And the last one that I picked up is Fire, which has this beautiful, oh my god, smack myself in the face with it, why don't I? And this packaging is to die for. And then this one, just there's so many colors in here that are really exciting for me. This one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that, like pretty much a whole palette I'm super excited about for this one. This one seems like probably the most unique out of all of the palettes. This is definitely, if you're gonna kind of hem and haw about picking up one of these, this would be the one I'd recommend. I don't think I showed you the art for the Earth palette. Woof, girl, that is beautiful. Just really, really excited about them. Something about them sort of reminds me of the Urban Decay Electric palette. Not in terms of the actual colors, but the way that the artwork is and the glossy black packaging and stuff. It's very, very high-end looking. It does not look like a cheapy palette. It has like a good amount of weight to it. It's got a good quality mirror in it, all that kind of stuff. So very excited about these. And again, really excited to get them at the discount. So now we get to the part of the video that may or may not be boring for you if you are not interested in me talking about and getting nerdy about high quality hair accessories. Go ahead and look for the timestamp in the description bar down below to the Fenty Beauty review, and you guys can go ahead and check that out. And I just kind of want to get like accessories nerdy with you. I don't know anyone else in my life who cares about this kind of stuff, but it's the kind of thing that I want to share with you guys, because once I sort of like unlocked this secret, I was like, what? Do other people know this? Probably. I was just probably the last to know. You guys, you know me. My name's T-Pain. You know me? I'm always looking for like quality. I don't care if it costs $1, $2, $20. I mean, I'd prefer to not spend more money, but my main goal with anything in life is just trying to find the best quality or the best way to do something and that sort of thing. That's one of the reasons why I have a YouTube channel, is because I'm trying to share with you guys the best way to do something, like the best way to cut a crease or the best way to, you know, highlight your face or whatever. When it comes to buying hair accessories, where do you kind of think to just like go buy like a hair comb or a hair tie or something? Like Target, Walmart, something like that. The selection at those stores is kind of limited to a few brands, and typically just kind of depending on whatever market you live in, that will kind of dictate the type of hair accessories that you have available to you and if they sell really well. The Target that I frequent has a really not so great section. It's really run through and picked over. It's almost never stocked. On rare occasion you can go and find some really cool stuff. Like I've definitely gotten some cool accessories at Target, but when I just kind of need something, I have to go somewhere else. So I recently discovered that at the Alameda Beauty Source, which is in Alameda at the South Shore Center, where they have the Daiso, do a lot of like my fashion shooting and stuff like that. So a lot of you guys have like mentioned that you've seen me there and stuff. By the way, hi, if you ever see me like out in the wild, come say hi to me. I love meeting you guys. Anyway, so at the Alameda Beauty Center, they have a large selection of different hair accessories, everything from like beautiful hair flowers to really like bedazzled like hair clips and things like that. So one thing that I've really been liking for styling my hair lately are hair combs, just traditional hair combs. I find them very easy to do my little half back do without putting a dent in my hair or anything like that, so I can then wear my hair down if I choose. And it's just really, it's nice because it doesn't clamp my hair, it doesn't pull my hair, it doesn't make it look weird. It just kind of holds it really nicely in place and keeps it pretty secure. So I've been wanting to get some higher quality ones because the other combs that I had were from a brand from Target and they were really kind of rough on my hair. So if you find ones that are very shiny and are just a little bit more like sturdy in themselves, I don't know how to describe it other than just showing you the quality. Femme, this is International Accessories. These are made in France, which makes me feel super fancy. This set of hair combs, there was 2 of them here. I have one of them in my hair right here. This was $6.50, which if you consider like the quality of the hair comb itself is a very good deal. This one is from the Savana Hair Flower and Accessories Company. This was $7.99, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that. I thought this one looked a little bit Art Deco. I picked up a scrunchie. I don't even know who I am anymore. Picked up this piece, which is really great for holding all the hair back. It's one of these spring-loaded barrettes, which I used to have tons of when I was younger. And then I like had a feng shui attack and threw them all out probably around the time I threw away all my scrunchies. This one's also from the Savana Hair Company. This one was $5.79. So really not like terribly expensive, not super expensive compared to what you'd pick up at Target, but the quality is just remarkably better. And then they have these hair ties from a company called Smoothies, which I really like compared to like the, is it Sassoon or Goody or any of that kind of stuff. I just find that these tend to last a little bit longer and they tend to not actually snap and break. With this pack, you get about 7 of them for $4 and they're made in Japan. So that's also something to kind of keep in mind is where things are made. Hopefully that is interesting for some of you. I don't know if it is, but it's one of those things that I'm always hesitant to share because I think nobody cares about that. But then I always find out that some people actually do care about stuff like that. So there we go. Then we get to the video part of the video. It's kind of hard for me to film the Fenty Beauty review. And this is hard because I had a lot of anticipation for this. I was really excited about it. Of course, I love Rihanna. Never overstate how awesome it is that any makeup brand would come out with 40 shades of foundation at one time. That's just incredible. I'm on the lighter end of the spectrum and a lot of times I am cut off from foundation brands, but what I go through is nothing compared to what very deep dark skin African American women go through, where they just like there's just so few products on the market for them. And so just the fact that these foundations even exist and that a company came out with 40 shades of foundation at one go is really incredible and really kind of worth like giving a big round of applause for. However, formulaically, a lot of these things didn't work for me. So I'm going to go ahead and go through my review and kind of show you guys some you know, proofs, some videos and stuff that I took throughout this whole reviewing process that I've been doing since the very beginning of September. So the first day that it launched, I was on my phone. I was already in bed. I was like, oh my god, Fenty Beauty is gonna launch. I gotta get on. So we're going to do a lightning round of review of the Fenty Beauty products. So the foundation, I think that formula wise it's better suited to somebody who has oilier skin than I do. Every time I've used this, I've just felt that it looked very dry. It felt kind of weird on my skin. It somehow kind of itches around my nose, and it could just be that because it's a very like oil absorbing foundation that it's just kind of sucking all the moisture out. And I've had some breakouts in here, which I do believe, I won't blame this for any of the other breakouts that have been happening on my face, but I definitely blame it for the ones around my nose because it's been so itchy there that I've been scratching more, and so I'm breaking out. So while this is not like necessarily making my skin break out, it's causing a dry skin situation in which I am breaking out. Just looks really overly cakey. This is actually the best it's ever looked. And today what I used to prep my skin was the Embryolisse La Creme Moisturizer, which is a really great hydrating moisturizer, which I like to use when I'm using anything drying or when my skin's been very dry. I kind of like put that on first, and I didn't even like that just by itself. But today I also used the Too Faced RX Hangover Primer, which is a really hydrating primer, and I think it looked pretty good. Let me go ahead and zoom in. I did not set my foundation with powder, which I almost always do, so it feels kind of weird for me that I didn't do that. And around my eye, I have the matchstick on. I don't love the texture of the matchstick. I'd go so far as to say it doesn't work for me. Something that I found kind of interesting about this is that in the shade that matches me best, which is 120, I feel like it looks very dry on my skin. But I also tried this in shade 130, and it doesn't look as dry. It's really strange. It's much too dark. It's much too yellow, so I can't get away with wearing it. But it doesn't look as dry. So it could just be something that this shade in particular looks kind of dry, or just doesn't match me exactly, so it looks kind of weird. And I've noticed that sometimes when I wear foundations that are a little bit too light for me, they tend to look very dry or ashen on my skin. And while this looks kind of okay when I have my shirt up, if you actually see my chest, you can see I got a little tiny bit of a ghost face situation, and I don't have any powder on my face except for a tiny, tiny bit that I used to set the matchstick. So, not the biggest fan of the foundation. I'm going to be returning mine. I don't think that it's something that I really enjoyed. It's not something that really works for me. I think that it's better suited to people who have oilier skin. Moving on to the matchsticks. I picked this up on the Fenty Beauty site because you could pick and choose your trio. They also have pre-made trios that you can just get, but I wanted to pick my colors. So the shades that I have are Porcelain. As a concealer, I don't like this. I tried it over zits. I tried it over just kind of discoloration like around my nose area. Ooh. Did I just mess up my lipstick? Nope, we're good. Okay. Tried this like around my nose area. I tried this under my eyes. Again, I might have a very different opinion of this if I had oilier skin. Because my skin's a little bit on like the normal to dry side, it just could be that formula-wise, it's just not agreeing with me. However, the other two matchsticks that I picked up, the first one is Amber, which is the darker shade that I got for contouring. I really love. I think that color-wise it's perfect because it's cooler toned without being too ashen. It just looks beautiful on the skin. It blends out really well. If I go in and actually just apply it on my skin like this, I'm not a big fan of it. I think that it's just too heavy. However, if I pick up a brush and use the brush to apply it to my skin, it looks fantastic. It blends out beautifully. And this is something that I would repurchase. And I love the packaging, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that they are magnetic, which is very cool. The final matchstick that I picked up is Confetti, and this one is absolutely beautiful. I feel like it's magic in a tube. I like it that much. Again, if I just apply this straight on my skin, it's way too much. In this footage that you guys are seeing right here, I have the foundation on. I used the matchstick as my concealer, and then I used Confetti as my highlight, and you can see it's just way too cakey and gross and not cute. I don't recommend just going in and directly applying this. If I use the Smashbox Precise highlight brush to just kind of lightly do this and dab it on, it is absolute magic. It looks glowy from afar. Up close it looks glittery. I don't know how that works. It has this beautiful pink, blue, violet flash to it. It's one of the best things ever. It's like super grainy in here, but I thought I'd show you guys. I'm testing out the Fenty Beauty Confetti highlighter, and ooh, I might be a little bit in love with this. In the interest of full disclosure, when I opened this up today, the stick came flying out. I'm not going to place a value on that, like good, bad, and different. It's just something that happened. I thought I would let you guys know. I really like this, and I will definitely repurchase this. I'm very, 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 very happy with this. This is probably my favorite thing from the whole collection. Next thing that I picked up was the gloss. Okay, so like, I don't really like the gloss. I know I'm probably like the only person that's going to say that. It smells fine, like a peach vanilla smell. The color-wise, it doesn't really have a lot of color to it, so it's not like one of those things where I'm like, the color doesn't flatter me. Like, it's a very neutral lip gloss. It's fine. It's not offensive. It just doesn't wow me. It's just not for me. That's all. Next thing is the Killawatt highlighter, and I got the shade Mean Money and Hustla Baby. So one side is less shimmery, the other side is more shimmery. This is kind of cool because you can do like a daytime to nighttime type highlight situation, or use the less shimmery highlighter on places on your face where you want to glow but you don't want to like glow and like scare people. So like I, for instance, like to put highlight on like the bridge of my nose, the tip of my nose, my chin, things like that. I just like to glow baby glow, okay? I'm like all about the glow. So I just realized that rhymed. That was so cheesy. Anyway, moving forward, this is really pretty. I used it as my eyeshadow today. I started out by using Bean Money kind of all over the lid, and then I used Hustle Baby. I can go ahead and zoom in and show you guys what that looks like. Just kind of a simpler shimmery eye. It's quite pretty. And then the final Fenty Beauty product that I picked up was the Universal Instamatte Powder. Now, this is one of those things where like it really helps to kind of review something over a longer period of time, as I have done, as opposed to just doing a snapshot. Because the first time I used this, I totally didn't like it. I had used it to set the Fenty Beauty foundation, then I used it later on just to blot kind of throughout the day, and I don't love it with the Fenty Beauty foundation because, again, this is like a very silicone heavy foundation, and then you mattify it, and like on dry skin it's not the best. However, I have now tested this with other foundations. So I tried this with the Hourglass foundation that I love, the creamy one that gives me a nice glow. This is a phenomenal midday blotting powder. This is just a really great product. It has a very, very slight pink tint. I don't even know if you guys can see it. It's just not perfectly white, which is really, you know, it's funny because I'm super pale. So you'd think that, you know, one of my complaints about powders wouldn't be that they give you like an ashy appearance, but I don't like to look super, super like dry, matte, white, like, ugh. I like to have a little bit of glow to my skin, and I like to not look pasty white. And a lot of powders will make a very pale person look very pasty, and it's not a cute situation. Just a little tiny tint of pink in this one is a little bit more flattering. I like even the sponge that it comes with. I like the mirror. I even like the shape of the compact. So my recommendations and the things that I really, really liked from this line would be the Universal Instamatte Powder and the Confetti Matchstick. These are my two absolute favorite. I would definitely recommend these to friends, family, and to you. So that is my video. I hope that you guys like this haul slash Fenty Beauty review. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. I will see you guys in my next tutorial. Remember to be vintage or tacky. Just be your own kind of beautiful. See you. Bye.